If it feels like your Halloween haul is getting pricier each year, you're not imagining things. A new look at holiday inflation shows the cost for our spooky season staples are climbing faster than our paychecks. Wow. Analysis from the financial services firm InvestorsObserver found that Halloween spending is up 36% over the past decade. But with the cost of things like pumpkins and candy and even costumes marching skyward, it makes hosting a frugal costume party anything but cheap. Let's look at what's behind this. Sam Bourgi is joining us now, researcher and financial analyst with InvestorsObserver. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, your report actually covered the price over the past 25 years. What surprised you most about how Halloween prices are just outpacing paychecks?
Well, it's interesting because we've all been talking about inflation lately. The consumer price index, prices are growing much faster than many are comfortable with. But if you actually focus on Halloween items, the price of the inflation impact is much greater. So as you mentioned, the pumpkin prices, for example, since 2015, even before the pandemic, are up 67%, whereas candy prices and chewing gum are up 45%. And you go down the list for furnishings and things of that nature, if you want to put up, some spooky, ornaments, all of that is growing at a much faster pace than underlying inflation, which means that if your paycheck isn't keeping up, the amount of money you're spending in real terms is actually much higher since the pandemic. So, Americans are getting squeezed every which way, and that includes Halloween celebrations.
Why is this holiday such a powerful lens into understanding the balance between wage growth and consumer habits and inflation across the economy?
Well, we're in a very strange place in the economy right now where a lot of the GDP numbers are telling us things are rosy, but then the employment picture is telling us things aren't very good. It's kind of being pulled in two opposite directions. I think this year really kind of gives you more of a sense of really how is the consumer economy doing, because one set of numbers tells us one thing, another set of numbers tells us another thing. It seems like the holiday season this year is going to really dictate, which way are we really going, because right now it's like a Jekyll and Hyde economy. Nobody really knows how to evaluate it. We have a data blackout right now, but consumer spending usually provides a pretty good lens of where the consumer is. And right now we're seeing some mixed signals. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether consumer paychecks are going to be able to keep up with the holiday spending habits from Halloween into Christmas.
So when you compare the 2025 season to the past high inflation years, is this year's more a trick or a treat for American consumers?
That's a good question. It seems like it's more of a trick if you consider inflation. I mean, right now, underlying inflation is still very high. And the issue right now is whether it's going to go even higher now with the Fed cutting interest rates and how that's going to trickle through the economy. So if you thought 2% inflation was tough, it seems like we're getting used to 3% for the underlying, which for whatever reason, pumpkin prices, candy prices, everything else related to Halloween is going much faster. So I would side on the side of trick this year.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, from your perspective, what can families do to stretch their Halloween budgets without feeling like they're losing out on the fun?
Yeah, I mean, it's always beneficial if you can get a hold of, the trend beforehand, if you can do your shopping beforehand. I mean, Halloween's a few days away. That might not work this year, but going into the holidays, especially, if you can do some of your shopping early, that's going to be, very beneficial. Ultimately, be wary if you're going to be shopping online these days because of tariffs and where the product is coming from. So try to shop locally, try to get ahead of the curve, and that might help you stay ahead of the, the inflation bite for a while.
When you look at what you've learned and you extend it beyond Halloween, would you say that other seasonal spending lines up with it, like back to school or Christmas? Would we see the same pattern?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the same pattern. The inflationary impact is across various consumer goods. The holiday shopping season is going to be vital because retailers account for the lion's share of their annual revenue comes from the holiday season. So we are expecting prices to be elevated, and a lot of the economists now expect the tariff pass-throughs are going to start impacting consumers beginning in Q4. So early on, we saw more of a businesses absorbing the cost of tariffs. Now that's being passed on to consumers. So I'm expecting that's going to be another potential effect on Americans' ability to, get what they need this holiday season.
Sam, appreciate your insight, man. Very
my pleasure.
Yeah, very impactful on what we should be buying and what we should be focusing on. Appreciate it.